received a very interesting product in the mail while I was out of town, and I know a lot of you guys were excited about it. It's the Urban Decay Quickie Multi-Use Concealer. Urban Decay has very popular base and complexion products, so a lot of you guys told me you were excited about this concealer, and when I received it, I was like, ooh, yay! And then I realized this concealer doesn't launch for a couple of weeks, so I was like, okay, let me be the guinea pig. Though I did see it launched a little early on Nordstrom's website, but it did sell out. So here are the dates that it's actually going to be launching. January 19th on urbandecay.com, and then it will come out the 26th online at Ulta and Sephora, and then it will be in store February 10th. That's a really long time frame from the initial reveal. But anyways, I did get this in PR, but as always, you guys know, I don't care if it's in PR or not. I'm going to give you my honest opinions. I don't know the price at this time, but let's take a look at this. So here's what the box is going to look like when you get it. Definitely just showed you the upside down. It's a vegan formula, up to 24-hour wear multi-use concealer. It has 16.4 milliliters or 0.55 fluid ounces. Now, the claims of this, it's supposed to give quick fix, full coverage to retouch, conceal, brighten, and blend, up to 24-hour long wear, waterproof, transfer proof, 24 hours. Lightweight formula is supposed to give a real skin matte finish, vitamin E infused, all day hydration. Yeah, that's what they claim. Now, I have worn this. I've tested this for 2 days now, so I actually have a few days of wear on this, but I'm going to do a wear test today. The shade that I like for me is light medium 40NN, and it's a neutral undertone. That's typically how I would describe my skin tone, a light medium with neutral. So let's take a look at the packaging. Something I do want to know, the lifespan, shelf life, whatever on this is 6 months, which is much shorter than a lot of concealers, which are typically 12 months. So keep that in mind. The formula might change up sooner than some of your favorites. And it's made in the USA of US and or imported ingredients. So here's what it looks like. Now, what is also special about this, it's supposed to be a dual-ended applicator. Now, I actually haven't tried the applicator. Where's the dual end though? I don't know why. I guess it's called dual end because the actual doe foot is in here, and then here you use this. I haven't used this yet, so we're gonna try that on camera today. It's a pretty thick bottle. I feel like this is their version of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which is one of my all-time favorites. And here's what the packaging looks like. It's plastic. All right, here we go. Pretty big doe foot, kind of like the Tarte concealer. Okay, let's go ahead and apply this. I wanted to wear it with products I was familiar with, so I'm using the Haus Labs foundation, and I love this shade. We're gonna work one eye at a time. Come here, get closer to me. Here's my under eyes. I did a makeup look before this, so I have eye boogies. Ugh, it's stupid. Okay, so this shade is a little bit brightening on me. But I'm going to start off by putting some of it right here where I get a lot of darkness. Make sure you do that, because with the way that the sun or the light will reflect, a lot of times it even creates a shadow there. But naturally I have darkness. Do you want to fill in right here? We're going to keep it, I wouldn't say this is minimal, but it's not a ton of product. And I'm going to try this applicator. If I don't like it, I'm going to go ahead and use a sponge on the other side. But you're supposed to just use this to buff it out. It's a bit fat. It's really hard to get into the crevice over here. And honestly, it's a bit dense. It's kind of scratchy. Yeah, I feel like I don't have a lot of precision with this at all. I think it's doing a good job of keeping it very full coverage, because you guys, this is a full coverage concealer, and this is buffing it out nicely, but it's a little pokey, but it's giving that full coverage. But I am kind of struggling with the precision in this area. So under the eyes, it's a little rough on them and difficult to reach the crevices. So I feel like if you're going to do this method, this is really great more so for spot concealing. Now, this isn't my perfect color. Where's my perfect color? They sent me a darker shade, which is 41 NN, which is a light medium. I'm gonna try that with a little bit of spot concealing because I do have a couple of spots on my face. So here's 41 NN. Definitely more my skin tone. How did they literally choose the perfect colors for me? Okay, so they're more scabs now, but whatever. Dang, Urban Decay. How do you know my skin color? And then I'm gonna use the buff side. You can see it is a thicker concealer. It's not too watery. This gives full coverage. From the other days that I played with it, it's a full coverage concealer. It's kind of like Tarte Shape Tape, but in my opinion better. I really like it. I know, I'm just jumping the gun here. I wanted to have an element of surprise, but I've worn this for 2 days now. I really like this concealer. I haven't used it yet for this spot concealing, but wow, it's just covering those areas. Okay, I like this applicator for spot concealing on the face, but for under eyes, I'm gonna stick with a sponge. Let's see if the coverage is any different with the sponge. I'm gonna kind of do the same, and I'm also going to, just to get the full effect of this concealer, I want to put it a little bit lower and right here to highlight a little bit because it says it's multi-use. And I love to use like my Too Faced concealer in this way. Sometimes I just think concealer looks better as a foundation than foundation. I've been loving this Juvia's Place sponge. It's so soft and look at the shape. So I'm gonna blend this out. I will say a little does go a long way with this concealer. So if you like to really pack on the concealer, because I feel like I didn't apply that much and you see how much real estate it's taking over my face. Ooh. The applicator attached to the product definitely gave more coverage because it pushed it in instead of spreaded it out. That was incorrect camera, but you know what I mean. But the sponge will give it a little bit more of a natural effect. So what do we think? How's it looking? I will say, even though I prefer the actual application with the sponge because it's more while I did prefer the application with the sponge just in terms of ease, the side with the brush on the concealer definitely gave us way more coverage. It looks a little bit more perfected. So that depends on what you're looking for, really. But I like the versatility in getting something a little bit more light and dewy as opposed to this full coverage kind of beat look. Very interesting, but you can see it doesn't look dry on my under eyes at all, one bit. It looks quite hydrating. It says it's a hydrating concealer. So let's go ahead and set the under eyes as I normally would. I can't not set the under eyes when it comes to concealer. There's very few concealers that I prefer to do that with. So let me get my powder because I'm ill prepared and didn't get it. I wanted to go in with a setting powder that I'm really familiar with, which is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection powder. So I'm just going to use this to set the whole center of my face. This is a Sigma F79. It looks so good, right? Now this is truly a full coverage concealer. The finish of it, I would say, is kind of like a demi matte, but as soon as you set it, it turns into a full matte. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and we're gonna do a little bit of a wear test today so you can see its behavior. Now remember, what's important about these concealer reviews is we all have fine lines. We smile, it gives us a little bit of lineage. It's okay. Expect makeup to move with the face. So anyways, I will see you guys in a moment. So I wanted to update you guys as the makeup has settled and it looks so good. Doesn't it? Like, it hasn't dried up. It doesn't look creepy right now. It just looks like my skin, but fully covered and perfected. I know it's gonna look good at the end of the day, but I want you to spend this day with me so that you guys can see as well what happens. But yeah, it's looking really great, a beautiful full coverage concealer. So I will catch you guys in a few hours for the update. So it's 5 o'clock. I wanted to check in before the sun went down. So this is going to be our last sunny video here. 5 o'clock, like I said, I've been wearing this for, I want to say like 4.5-ish hours, have not touched my under eyes. And you guys, don't they just look so good? Now, obviously, remember I said, if you have lines, you have fine lines, the makeup should work with it, right? And it definitely is, so you can see where the folds are. But my under eye doesn't look dry. Everything still looks pretty smooth. I feel like it looks really hydrated. If anything, if you look in the mirror and you see the lines under your eyes, just take a brush and kind of blend it out and you should be good to go. But I just want to show you the full effect of how this concealer wears, and for my eyes and how concealers typically look at this time frame, this looks so good. It looks pretty much good as new. I have no complaints so far, so I'll check in a few hours for you to get another look, but we're looking good. I feel like as my oils have come through, my skin is looking really nice, so I'll check in a few hours for the final check-in. So yeah. Alright guys, so it's pretty late. It's about 10 o'clock, so I've been wearing this for almost 10 hours. I wanted to give you an update, and for 10 hours, my under eyes look spectacular. Now, I know it's not like smooth like a baby's butt down here, but nothing just taking a clean blending brush won't smooth out. And I don't know, have I ever given you guys this tip? I used to tell my bridal clients all the time to just take a brush that doesn't have any product on it if it starts to look a little creasy towards the end of the night. And this will kind of help blur where those creases are. But you see, just by doing that, totally refreshed, looks so much better. Anyways, point being, with this new Urban Decay concealer, really, really nice. Now, I have never experienced the Naked or the Stay Naked concealer, so I'm sorry I can't compare to that one. This is my first experience with an Urban Decay concealer, but it is a very, very nice one. I've enjoyed using it these last couple of days. I'm gonna back out though, because my face is looking greasy, but yeah, I've been wearing this makeup too long. But anyways, point being, really enjoyed this concealer. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for something full coverage that's also, I will dare say, a little bit hydrating. It's a more hydrating concealer. It's not drying. It's a good one. The proof was in the pudding. I hope you guys saw it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and a huge thank you to Urban Decay for sending that to me. It was a pleasure to use, and I'm going to continue using it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.